Hey everybody, and welcome to Out Today and What I Missed for March 20th, 2026, right here on the Heavy Debriefings YouTube channel. This is a short one this week, as if everything goes right, I'm getting a broken tooth pulled, and I want to be able to relax this week. So we got 10 albums this week, 5 that come out this week, 5 that I missed along the way. Let's get into this. Starting things off, we have Axel Rudi Pell with Ghost Town. The staggering 23rd album from the legendary German guitarist is here, and it's the classic sound that you expect. From the mainstay riffs that you expect, to the soaring vocals from longtime vocalist Johnny Gioli, to the standout melodic guitar solos, it's patented Axel Rudi Pell. That is the best compliment I can give. It's the familiar sound that we need right now for those who need something to go back to and escape reality. This will help you forget all your troubles in all 11 tracks and almost 56 minutes of classic metal, melodic metal, and AOR. Sometimes that's all you need. Next up is Evermore with Mournbraid. The third album from the Swedish power metal band is easily the band's best so far, and that is truly saying something. This is everything that made 90s power metal so special, done with enough authenticity to make it their own. You'll hear moments of bands like Edguy and Stradivarius, but also newer bands like Krillon and Twins Crew that showcase both the past and the present in power metal, and they give it their all. The production is off the charts in quality, and the songwriting already feels legendary, and it just came out today. This is the pure, unadulterated power metal, and I simply can't sell it better than that. Here we have Lost in Hollywood with their self-titled album. The sophomore album from this German modern metal band is a pure hit or miss for those who normally check out my list. If you like the more aggressive underground stuff, this will not be for you, but I've said it before and I'll say it again, between all of my Funeral Doom, post-black, and progressive metal reviews, I'm a sucker for a good catchy song, and every track on this self-titled album is filled with that, and so much experimentation going on at the same time to keep things interesting. The production is slick and polished, and the songwriting is insanely inspired, reminding me of bands of Electric Callboy, Elwood Stray, and Our Mirage. Again, proceed with caution if you don't like modern mainstream metal. For everyone else, give this one a proper spin, and you'll be in for a great surprise. Now we have Mystfall with Embers of a Dying World. The sophomore album from this Greek band is truly a tour de force. Since I covered their debut album, 2/3 of the band have changed, and a bit of a sound change has happened as well. That is not a bad thing at all, as the symphonic Gothic metal that I fell in love with is still here, if not doubled down on. It just feels like an even more confident album. The cleans and operatic vocals simply shine on this album, and they fully take center stage, so whether that's for you or not, you have to check it out for yourself. The music behind her is a whirlwind of everything that makes symphonic Gothic metal so great. For everyone who enjoys the likes of Oriad, Glacia, and Bill Morte, need to take note on this one. This is going to be one of the best albums of symphonic Gothic metal in 2026. And finally, for brand new albums out today, we have Stainless with Lady of Lust and Steel. Easily one of the most fun speed metal and heavy hard rock albums that you're going to hear in 2026. The debut album from this Portland band creates a sound that makes speed metal, heavy metal, and hard rock work so together in that 70s and 80s sound, but it's filled with so much more lust and sin. The production feels like it was recorded back in 1982, and the musicianship on hand gives it that authentic feeling. This is a pure sex and rock and roll album that covers everything from Judas Priest to Whitesnake to Exciter to Sumerlands, and it's everything that you would want it to be in that sound. 8 tracks of pure, sinful rock and metal. Who wouldn't want that? And now for everything that I missed, starting with Black Ruse with Death. The fourth album in a concept by Masario Dortes, my apologies if I got that wrong, is an excellent display of making dark music in a dark time. This album truly feels like its album title, Death, because this is the final album of this concept. In such a time of uncertainty, this feels like an excellent soundtrack to the world around us. Done in a very Paradise Lost, Host style, but done differently enough not to feel like a clone. The production is perfect for the style and the songwriting. It's a gut punch after gut punch, and despite feeling like the end of this 4-album concept, I really hope this isn't the end of the project, as I would love to see where else this project can go, tackling the terms of themes and styles and what else can be done. But if it is the end, what an incredible way to end the journey. If you need your fix of heavy, depressing, goth and doom rock, check this one out. Next up is the Duskfall with Everlasting Shadows. The 6th album in 24 years from the Swedish Melodeath band is everything that makes the Swedish Melodeath sound legendary. Everything shines through the darkness here, and it makes for some of the best vintage but inspired Melodeath going on today. The production feels like 1996 done in a way of 2026, but it makes it feel timeless. This is easily for anyone who enjoys the likes of At the Gates, Night Rage, Darkane, and obviously Gates of Ishtar. I mean, look at the lineup. Sometimes you need to hear one of the most underrated Melodeath bands to come back in a huge way to remind yourself why you love the genre so much. That is exactly what's done here, and I can't recommend it enough. Now we have Hieron with From the Temple to the Grave. Coming out all the way back in January, you wouldn't believe how many albums I got right now in my back catalog that I still want to try to cover. It's well over 100 at this point. The debut album from this German band is a truly dark take on the black metal genre, and it makes for some of the most eerie and sinister sounds in Meloblack that you will hear this year. Even with how cold and evil the music sounds, there's just the right amount of melody going on here that either makes the music more triumphant or creepy depending on your taste. The production is a bit raw, at least in the mix, but it adds so much chaos to what's on display, and it leaves you with very little downtime before getting pummeled into the grave once again. If you enjoy the likes of Nulling Roots, Starer, and Prison of Mirrors, Hieron is making the Meloblack for you. Up next is Oathbound with Colors in Grey. The debut album from the Seattle band hits progressive metalcore in a much different light. With this style, you would expect more of the djenty sound, and that simply isn't the case here. This feels like a true mix of second wave metalcore and progressive metal I haven't heard done like this since Mutiny Within, but with a much more mainstream side. It's odd to hear moments that remind me of so much of like middle era Soilwork or Symphony X, in a sound that is layered with bands like I Prevail, Bless the Fall, and Fit for a King, but that's what's going on here, and I'm all for it. I can also sense how many people who normally check out my list will probably avoid this one, but I will say if you have an open mind, you will find something to love here. Musically, I can't say enough about how much I dig this one, and I think that alone could win you over, given the chance. Give it a proper shot. And finally today we have Us in the Void with The Fallen Empire. The debut album from this Finnish band is one of the most shocking Melodeath albums I've heard in quite some time. It hits this blend of Melodeath, progressive death metal, and cosmic death metal that you simply don't hear from a lot of bands, and it cascades over you song after song. With a production that hits the spots and the songwriting that stretches and snaps back like a rubber band, it's a shot in the arm that the Melodeath genre needs every once in a while. It's an out-of-this-world experience for those who are looking for a mix of Omnium Gatherum, Metalcore, Edge of Sanity, and In Mourning. Simply put, do not miss out on this one. It is more than worthy of your time. And there you go, folks, a very short but sweet out today in what I missed for March 20th, 2026. What'd you think? Did I pick out some good albums? Did I pick out some bad albums? Anything that I might have missed? Please let me know down below. And of course, a reminder, I did this a week in advance because I might be getting a broken tooth removed, so do apologize if I didn't cover everything that you would normally expect. But I did cover 10 this week, 43 so much this month, and 156 albums in 2026 so far. But make sure you come back next week with what is probably going to be my biggest list of the year so far of out today and what I missed from March 27th, 2026. Until then, this is Josh Runquist for the Heavy Briefings YouTube channel saying embrace the skullet.